Hi, fourth graders. Welcome to the review for topic 14. We're going to divide this review up into 2 days today. Since we've had so much testing, give us a little bit of a break and slow things down a bit. So today we're going to be working on page 538 in your Envision book. We're going to start with a vocabulary review. So what I'd like for you to do is here in a minute, I'm going to have you turn off the video, or just not turn it off, but just stop it. And I want you to attempt to answer these 6 questions on your own, and then turn the video back on, and then we'll go over the answers. It's always more helpful if you try them on your own, and then we go over them, and then clarify anything that you might have struggled with. So you will use your word list. These are vocabulary words that we've studied: equation, even number, factor, multiple, odd number, repeating pattern, rule, and unknown. These should all be in your math notebooks. They've been vocabulary words. If you're not noticing, each week you have a list of vocabulary words with definitions. I hope that you're taking those and you're writing those into your math journal, your notebook. If not, they're still available online. You just go to each week and you go to the weekly overview and you look on the vocabulary and you'll see the words for each week. You're mostly just responsible for topic 14 right now, but some of these are words that we've studied earlier in the year. All right, so pause your video, go ahead and complete 538 the best you can, and then unpause after you've done that. We'll go over them together. All right, so hopefully you paused the video and you attempted these problems on your own to see what you already know and maybe what you need to spend a little more time on. Let's go over them together. Number 1 says, circle the term that best describes 28. When we are looking at a number as such as 28, we have, first of all, the terms even, odd, equation, and unknown. An unknown is usually a letter. We represent that by a letter. It represents a number. An equation, yep, that's where we have an equal sign that should be in that if it's an equation. So these are, 28 is going to be either an even or an odd number. So I look at the last digit, 8. Any number that ends in the digits 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8 are even numbers. So 28 is even. Number 2 says, circle the term that best completes this sentence. 4 is a blank of 16. Well, I know that 4 times some number equals 16. These numbers, 4 and this unknown, which is actually another 4, are called factors. The numbers we multiply together to get a larger number is a factor. Number 3 says, circle the term that best describes 17. Well, we look at, again, the ones place, the smallest digit, or the digit in the least place value, which would be the ones place, and the 7 fits into the category of odd numbers. Any number that ends in 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9 is an odd number. Again, equation needs an equal sign. Unknown is a variable or a letter, and it's not odd because, not even because it doesn't end in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. Number 4 says, circle the term that best completes this sentence. 9 is a blank of 3. I know that 3 times some number equals 9. That tells me that I'm multiplying to get to my 9, so 9 is a multiple of 3. All right, number 5 says, draw a line from each term to its example. Sorry if you can see the answers, I erased them. I recorded the video and it wasn't recording, so you have to redo it. So didn't mean for you to be able to see the answers underneath. But equation, again, we talked about equation up here as having an equal sign. So I have 2 choices, but I noticed that I have a variable or a letter, and it's talking about the n in this equation. So this is not our equation. Our equation is just simply 4 plus 7 equals, you got that equal sign, 11. So I draw my line to connect those. A repeating pattern is a pattern like this: triangle, square, triangle, square. So our pattern is triangle, square, and then it repeats triangle, square, and it could go on. Rule is, one example of a rule is multiply by 3. It could have been add 3, subtract 3, divide by 3. Those would be rules. And as we've talked about before, when we have a variable or a letter, that could represent our unknown value, and that's what it is here. 14 divided by 2 equals n. Now number 6, use at least 3 terms from the word list above to describe your pattern. So our pattern is 50, 48, 46, 44, 42. I notice that I am subtracting 2 to get to the next number in my pattern. So the pattern, I also notice all of them are even numbers. They all end in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. So I can use even number. All of the numbers are even. I also noticed that the rule is, we just talked about it but didn't write it, the rule is subtract 2. So we're using rule, we're using even, and we can use multiple. Since we know that they're all even numbers, these are all multiples of 2. Started at 2 way back at the beginning, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 42, 40. So we can multiply by 2. Now we're going to go on to the next page, for the reteaching page for topic 14. Again, the left side reviews with you what the topic was about, and then you practice over on the right side. So your examples are over here, then your practice is over here. I would like you to do, because there aren't many to do, all of them on the right side. Please do not forget, you're going to do 2 things. You're going to fill in the pattern, what comes next, using the rule, and then you're going to describe a feature of the pattern. So what I mean by that, these are features of this pattern. So for example, the next 3 numbers, actually